Okay. Okay. Well, great. We've had more people chime in now, and let's get started. This is Matt from Vetter Software, and appreciate everybody's time this morning. I'm going to go ahead and get started with a quick review of our tips of the week. And you know what? Just a moment. I'm using the phone, and I'm getting feedback, so I'm going to shut this off and speak through the computer. All right, I just want to make sure everyone can hear me. I hung up my phone. I was calling through the phone, and it just was a bad feedback loop for me. So I'm now speaking through the computer, and I just want to ensure that everybody's on the same page here. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Looks like we had some people suddenly drop off the screen. Hopefully people will chime back in. So I'm going to do a quick screen share right now. Oh, there we go. People are chiming back in. I like that. I'll do a quick screen share and show you a quick review of our tips of the week. And then I'm happy then to introduce Rich Vlach from Demandforce. And now Demandforce is one of our latest integrations. They are, I will unabashedly say, they're an industry leader in helping manage your outbound communications, your social media presence. It's reputation builder in terms of promoting your practice on, be it Facebook, Google reviews, Yelp, etc. I think is unparalleled in the industry. We offer a number of third-party solutions now, such as Vetstoria, which is online booking, PawPrint, which does a client portal, and Demandforce, which is another way of, how to say, maximizing your clinic's presence. If the bottom line is this, it's a social media world, whether we like it or not. I don't like it, but I don't get to make it. I'm going to mute some people here really quickly. Sorry. And given that these are the rules that have been set, it's important to have an online presence. And as we all know, one bad review can potentially undo years of hard work and excellent service that may be provided. And Demandforce here is an excellent solution to, I would say, maximize your presence and maximize the value of your efforts and your clinic. Okay. Without further ado, I'm going to do a quick screen share. Take you to my Vetter Software right here. And I just want to quickly review the tips of the week that I sent out. And last week we were in VMX show in Orlando, and we got a lot of positive. I appreciate everybody who came by the booth, but also appreciate the positive feedback I got from people about these tips of the week. And sometimes, we always take it for granted. God, our clinics and our users know how to, know every little trick. Not always the case. Very quickly, one of the first ones was how to collect a deposit. And it came to me because someone at the show asked us how to do it. And for example, we go to billing here, and let's just say someone's come in, they're scheduled for surgery. The surgery might be, let's say, $3,000, but you're going to require a deposit. But you want that noted in the patient and the client record. And so then when they check out later, they'll have a credit of $5, right, on their account, for example. So we would come here to payments. We click new payment. I'm going to put in any client name. Let's put it here, Homer Simpson. And Homer has an account. Well, let me take someone without an account balance. Make it a little easier to look at here. Clay Thompson even has an account balance. Sorry here. Daddy Warbucks here. And let's say there's a surgery coming up, and we say, hey, I'm going to put down $500. And we hit apply to right here. And here in the apply to field, all of a sudden deposit comes up. We click deposit. Let's say payment type is going to be a check, for example. We'll put in check number Just to be thorough, let's say 5678. And we could also send an email, a receipt, whole thing, print it, whatever we like. And we go ahead and hit save. And now that payment is saved. And if I jump to Daddy Warbucks over here, if you notice then, their balance on their account is $500 right here. And if I look at their billing transactions, if you ever want to see, hey, what just happened? How did this work? Right here, it shows up as a credit, right, for $500. So it's noted as a deposit. You could also put that in the notes. Best practices kind of might be to, hey, put something in the notes here, $500 for a deposit. And then when he goes to pay for the surgery, right, if we went right back to billing and an invoice was generated, right, we can then apply that credit to the whole surgical amount. Okay, I'm going to do a quick mute here. There's some, I want to mute everybody. Sorry. There we go, just to remove the background noise. Now, the other thing I wanted to show people was tasks. This, again, came from VMX, where one of our clients said, hey, Matt, it's great. He goes, there's got to be an easier way. Actually, he had some choice vocabulary, too. Said, there's got to be an easier way to assign tasks to entire groups of people. And I sent a screenshot out for that. And it is very easy. So if we assign tasks, he was under the impression that tasks could only be assigned to individuals. And let's just say here for Bill Warbucks, right, and for his patient Pumpkin, and right, could be, let's say, it was for a surgical or surgery, or let's say it was for soft tissue surgery here, and I want to call about patient health, let's just say. And we'll do this in a couple days, okay? Now, I want to assign it to more than just one person. I can assign it to an entire group by placing the cursor here. And so I can do this and assign it to more colleagues. But if I want to assign it to all my vet techs or my front office staff, simply go here. And now in my demo account, everyone's an administrator, right? But depending on the roles people have, be it just regular staff, veterinarian, technician, receptionist, etc., you can assign it to an entire group, and then that group gets that as a task. And so that's an easier way to manage intra-office communication. So right here, and I hit save and done. Now I am an administrator in this account. And as you can see, now a task has been assigned to me and to all of my colleagues. Okay, check if there's any questions on that. Looks like we're fine. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn over the demo or the office hours to Rich Flatch from Demandforce. And Rich, I'm going to make you the host right now. And it's all
awesome. All right, let's see if I can get my screen share working here. All right. All right, can everyone see my screen, hopefully? Can you hear me? Matt, are we good to go?
Rich, we're good to go. Screen, everything's fine.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks, Matt. I really appreciate you having me on today and for the opportunity to speak with more of your guys' users. For everyone out there, hi, my name is Richard Vlock. I head up our business development for the veterinary vertical here at Demandforce. A little background on me. I've been working with vets for the last 5 years in some capacity, whether that be a sales, onboarding, and now business development role. So I'm very in tune with how the practice runs, what are the pain points, and how we can really add value to the business. So I'm just going to go over everything at a very high level today. I'm not going to get too in the weeds. I know that your time is very valuable, and there's probably surgeries that you could be doing right now, but I'm going to go ahead and jump in here. What you're seeing is the front page of the Demandforce dashboard. And we're really only asking the clinics to do a few things during the day. And the first thing is just confirming appointment requests. So someone might go to your website, they might go to your Facebook page, your Instagram. We can put our appointment scheduler on pretty much any site out there. So here's a clinic we work with, and just for an example, here's what the widget would look like on their website. So if someone comes to your website, they're able to request that appointment. This clinic, obviously, there would be a form here for the request to fill out, but at this time, the clinic's so busy that they're not taking online appointments. So just imagine a nice form where they ask for the information needed for you guys to get an appointment on the books. They pick a couple times that work, and that will just funnel right back here to your main page at Demandforce. And for the staff, all they're really doing is either accepting the time that the person requested or figuring out a new time. If you need to figure out a new time, they can email, you can text, or you can give them a call, whatever works best for the practice. So that's the first piece. It should take no more than 5 to 10 minutes a day, really, to manage those incoming appointment requests. The second piece that we really want to look at here is the follow-up actions for the day. There might be people that, Demandforce, I'll get into the confirmations here in a second, but there might be a few unconfirmed appointments, right? So maybe the client got an email or a text from us saying, would you like, we'd please like you to confirm your appointment. No, not everyone's going to do it. So we're going to make it really obvious for the front staff who's confirmed and who isn't confirmed. And a great thing about our integration with Vetter is for the appointment confirmations, we'll actually write back into the Vetter software and confirm that appointment on your calendar. So there's no back and forth between Demandforce and Vetter for the appointment confirmations. We'll update that automatically on your calendar. So those are the two main things that you'll be doing as far as actually looking at Demandforce. The beautiful thing about the software is it's an automated tool. So we're using algorithms, artificial intelligence, programming to do things for you that would normally take a long time. We're going to reduce that, make your practice more efficient, and really boost sales, your online reputation, like Matt mentioned earlier, and some other items as well. So the first communication piece I want to go into is the thank you communication. If I was a client at your practice, I would receive this after I had closed my invoice out. With a thank you communication, you can actually customize who it goes to. So if you want to set a minimum dollar amount, if you'd like to set a certain pack of services that receive the, maybe only people that actually got an exam would receive this, you can customize that on the back end of Demandforce. And it's great to thank the clients for their business, obviously. And this way, you're not really missing anyone because it's going to get everyone that has an email address. So here's what it looks like on the phone. Hopefully this is loading up for everyone. But all of our communications, I just wanted to mention, are mobile first communications. We know that everyone's on an iPhone and an Android doing their daily stuff. So we're not making people sign into anything. We're not making people set up an account or anything like that, really. There's a very low barrier of entry to use Demandforce, which is one of the key reasons we're so successful with vet clinics. So everything that we send is actionable. Click on that button, and what's going to happen, it's going to bring the client to a page. And first off, we're going to get, was it good or bad? Hopefully, all these are going to be good, but in the event that it's bad, we want to direct them to an internal survey. So the survey is for your eyes only. It's completely customizable. You can add questions, take them out, however you want to set this up. And actually our onboarding team, everyone that works with Demandforce has a designated customer success manager. So they'll actually set all this stuff up for you in the beginning when we onboard you. And they're at your disposal at any time to help you set up campaigns or tweak settings or anything you can really think of. Ideas of other practices that we work with, et cetera, et cetera. So if they're not happy, we're going to get that internal feedback so they don't go to places like Google or Yelp or wherever you're really focusing your online reputation at that time. So that's the worst case scenario. 1 out of 20 people usually for our clients get a bad one. But if it's good, we're going to take them to a review page. So again, there's no logins, there's no usernames, there's no passwords to do this. And now with our reputation boost package, we can actually direct these reviews directly to your Google+, to your Yelp, or whatever site that you find is most effective to bring in new business for you. We find that Google and Yelp are the primary places online to do that. So just to show you a few examples of this, this is a clinic that we work with down in Santee. And when they started with Demandforce, I'll just bring up a picture. We like to do before and afters. So this is not it. Give me one sec. Okay, different tab. So before they started with Demandforce, they had 12 reviews on Google. We ran a couple campaigns. We added some automation to their online reputation. And now, as you can see, they're absolutely dominating on both Google and Yelp. And Demandforce, we have our own internal reviews. So what we like to do is we'll get the Demandforce review, and then we'll retarget all of the people that give you a 4 to 5 star and have them go to places like Google and Yelp. And what this does, it stacks the deck for you. So you're only sending your best customers, clients over to your most high impact review places. So the reason they're at 4.9 with 264 Google reviews is basically because we sent all their 5-star people over there. So that is the high level of the online reputation piece. Again, it's completely automated. It runs in the background. There's no sign-ins for your customers, and it can really build out your presence in a very short period of time. Another example of this is a clinic that we work with in New York. They started 3 months ago. They had about 5 Google reviews, and 3 months later, they're almost at 50. So the tool really works. It's very powerful. And what it does, it positions you like a big, franchise type clinic. You're getting all the big business tools at a very affordable cost for your clinic. You can be a 1-doctor practice and still have this glowing online reputation for your business. So that's the first piece that I wanted to go over, was the thank you communication. That encompasses surveys and reviews and also helps you build your presence online. The second piece is we're going to do automated reminders as well. So depending on which services you'd like to remind on and at what time frame before those services are due, we're able to reach out to people and get them back in, get them on a regular schedule, get them in twice a year opposed to once a year. And again, there's nothing that you need to do. We're going to read in the back end of Vetter and gather all the information that we need to automate these reminders. So you can add incentives if you want, little coupons. It's all customizable. And again, our onboarding team will actually set all that stuff up for you exactly how you like it. There's no back end work that we're going to make you do. We know that you're vets and you just want to pay attention to the patients and not worry too much about feature function stuff. So we send out the reminders. Oh, yep, it looks like I'm due with my pet for something. I'm going to go ahead and request that appointment. So this is what the form looks like. Usually it pre-populates all their data because they, like if you're on Google Chrome or whatever, it'll do that. Really all they're doing is picking a couple days and times that work for them. So that's the entire process to get someone back into the practice for their scheduled visits. And it'll funnel right here into your main page at Demandforce in the incoming appointments. It will just say source vet reminder instead of active or whatever the source may be. And then we'll alert your staff on when you get a new appointment request so you can manage that right away. We have the automated stuff for the appointment reminders, but we also have those vet reminders that are usually people that are due for something within a year. But if you want to reactivate clients that might not have been in, let's say 16 months, 14 months, 12, whatever you consider a client lost, quote unquote, we can run a different type of campaign in the background for those people. So at a certain point, if they get beyond your date range, our system will reach out to them with a different message saying, hey, your pet's quite overdue for stuff. You better come in and see us. You have multiple buckets to choose from. You can do a 12-month reminder. You can do an 18-month reminder. But the cool thing about this system is we're going to track and measure all of your different communications. So for your vet reminders, we're going to show exactly who they go to, who's opening them, and the visits generated off of those reminders. Being that we're tied in with the calendar and the ledger within Vetter, we're able to see all the data that we need to attribute these types of revenue numbers. So again, you don't have to go back and look. All these reports are available to you on a monthly basis. We actually send you a high-level overview every month of what's gone on in Demandforce, whether it's reviews generated, appointments generated, and all the crucial KPIs that Demandforce can show you. So again, those automated reminders for recommended services, overdue patients, all that stuff usually pays for the entire system. Typically, if we can reactivate a couple lost clients a month, maybe people you hadn't seen in 18 months, it's money in the bank for you guys. And you didn't really have to do much except for just work with us. So that's the automated follow-up piece for the services. One of my favorite parts of Demandforce, honestly, is the promotions, the newsletters. You can send as many emails as you'd like. We have clinics, sending a different promotion every week. And the reason they can do this is we make it very easy for the clinics and for our team. Usually we'll set up a lot of these campaigns as the clinics need, but pretty easy to set up customized campaigns. So if you see a slow period coming up or you have a new product that you want to promote, there's so many different ways that you can use this and customize the communications. And instead of just sending a blast to all of your clients, that's very easy to do. We can still do that. Maybe for an announcement or something like that, very doable. But let's say you wanted to target people that spent $500 to $1,000 on products and services in the last 12 months at your clinic. So that list went from 2,000 down to 500. If you want to get even more granular, you can do appointments as well. So unscheduled pets, pets who haven't been in a certain time period, or pets coming up. So if you have pets with certain appointments that you would like to upsell them a product to, you can send out a campaign a couple of days in advance letting them know, hey, we have this new product. It has to do with your visit. Buy it. So retail, regular office visits, the tool can really help you generate more of all of these. A lot of the vets we work with, they work in different, multiple cities. So if you want to target different cities with different messages, completely doable as well. So characteristics, review ratings, pretty much any type of filter that you can imagine. We've, based off the data that we get from Vetter, we've made that available to you guys to set up these really customized targeted campaigns. What we found is targeted campaigns can be up to 400% more effective in generating revenue than an email blast, a general e-blast to your base. So you can get these lists very refined, very granular, and you can have multiple automated campaigns running at all times. So you're not going to overlap with people and sending them a bunch of different emails. They're only getting emails that are relevant to their pet, to their visits, and what products that you're trying to sell them. So we put this on a recurring basis. Let's say we regenerate the list every 2 weeks. They can only get the email, let's say, twice per year, and boom, boom, boom. You set it up, you forget about it, you come back to your campaigns a month later, and you see actual revenue being built off of these campaigns. This is a demo portal, so this stuff isn't actually populating in here, but just imagine all of your different campaigns historically, how many went out, who opened them, and the actual appointment requests that we're getting from those. So we'll be able to show you all those appointment requests and how much money they brought in. So marketing's tough. It's getting an ROI on marketing is always difficult, but we try to make it as transparent and easy to see where the value is. And the integration that we have with Vetter allows us to do that. So kudos to those guys for working with us and providing all the data that we need to make your business run as smooth as possible. So that's the communications piece. You get unlimited emailing. I want to jump quickly into texting because texting is kind of a hot button topic right now. With all the laws and rules with texting, we actually have a very nice program. So all the people that are coming in, you can request to get that opt-in right from the dashboard. So you can text all your folks that are coming in, get that opt-in, and now you can start sending them review requests via text. You can start marketing to them via text, right? We want to make, we're covering all of our bases and we're making everything legal on our end, obviously, but we also want to make that legal for you. There are people that'll go out there and start lawsuits for texting. It's already happened. So we have to be a little bit delicate with the texting, but we're giving you all the tools to get your opt-in list really big. And when you get your opt-in list big, Give me one sec. I'm going to jump to the two-way texting. So we can go back and forth just like you were on your phone, basically. And let's say you wanted to text a bunch of different people with the same message. You can save templates in here. You can set up as many templates as you want, which is great. Some of them do reviews. Some of them will do haven't seen you in a while. But once you get those opt-ins, you can now start texting folks. And again, it's unlimited texting. So imagine the possibilities. Instead of making all those phone calls that the front staff does, there will never be a point where they don't have to make any phone calls, but we're trying to reduce that number because it takes a lot of time. 90% of text messages are actually responded to within 60 seconds. So why not shoot them a text before you make that long phone call or leave a voicemail? So all the tools that I'm showing you here hopefully add a layer of efficiency for the front staff. So they're focusing more on the clients at the practice than the clients that aren't at the practice, the ones that they're trying to get in the practice. We're going to try to do most of that work for you guys. So that's the two-way texting piece. Again, you can text as many people as you want. Yep.
Hey, just a second. I got a question here from someone. It's regarding texting.
Okay. Okay.
And it is there a way to set the SMS opt-in within Vetter, essentially? And if so, does that opt-in flow over to Demandforce, or is the texting opt-in all managed within Demandforce? And so in this case, if you opt for the Demandforce option, you can still text individually out of in Vetter too. So Demandforce can manage all of these campaigns, but if you still wanted to text from within Vetter, you can do so independently.
You could, yeah.
Correct. Anything to add?
Whatever system,
yeah.
Whatever works best for the practice. Obviously, I'm not sure. I'm not too familiar with your guys' texting module. I'm not sure if you can batch people and set templates and do all that sort of stuff. So there might be an advantage to using Demandforces over Vetter. But as far as the opt-ins, we house those within the client profile. So it's very easy to update that in Vetter as well with the opt-in.
Yeah, correct.
So we give the practices all that information.
Yeah, Demandforce does, just for everyone who's listening, Demandforce is basically a superior communications product that's layered on top of Vetter. Simply put, Vetter can only build so many things, and when we have access to industry leaders like Demandforce, we're going to opt for that because it's simply a better option for our clients. Now, if you text through Demandforce, it doesn't transfer the communications to Vetter. So people, that was a question we got there. That's separate. Only text from within Vetter will be transferred to client communications. Okay. Thanks, Rich. I'll let you want to answer these.
Okay. Yeah, great question, guys. Keep them coming. So far I've gone over mainly the communications piece. Another awesome part of Demandforce that we just added is the call tracking functionality. So we provide all of our customers vanity numbers. And what the vanity numbers do is allows us to track activity through phone communications. It's really easy to see someone that clicks a request an appointment button. We know who they are, and that comes through to the Demandforce main page. But what we found is a lot of people are calling off of the postcards or off of an email communication. So you can assign a vanity number to all your different communications and actually track who's calling, and you can listen to the calls from that number. So if you want to audit your front staff and see how they're interacting with people when they call in, and if they're upselling the way they should be, and whatever protocols you guys have in place, it's a nice checks and balance for the managers. So any call that comes in off of a vanity number, we are going to record that, and you can go back and listen to all the fun stuff that happened on that call. Also, if someone comes in off of the call, we'll be able to track that back to the whatever campaign and attribute that revenue. So we're getting the actual digital revenue piece, and we're getting the call piece, which gives you a better picture into how these communications are working. You might send something out to a couple hundred people but only get a few appointment requests might not seem like it was that effective, but when you look at the call numbers, there's usually quite a few calls on there as well. So it helps in a lot of different areas: revenue attribution, customer service, and it's a great piece. And again, we'll set all that stuff up for you, and it's an option. If you don't want to do a vanity number and you want to keep your main number on all your communications, not a big deal.
Rich?
But yep.
A couple questions. For those of us who don't know, can you tell us what is a vanity number?
A vanity number is basically a number that we're going to reroute to your main line, but in the background, we're able to see, it's basically just like calling the office. We're just giving them a different number that when that number is called, it automatically activates this software to track the number, to listen to the call and attribute it to whatever campaign came through. So it's basically your number, but it's something that we can track in the back end digitally, if that makes sense.
Thank you. It does. Yep. One other question we have here. If a client already has a vanity phone number, can Demandforce leverage that, or do they have to get a new one through you guys?
Currently, we're only using the vanity numbers that we provide through Demandforce on the campaigns and the postcards.
Okay.
Yep. So we would only be able to track those numbers that we provide. If it's an external number, we wouldn't be able to track that.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Hey, no worries. The call tracking functionality is all included, again, in the price. So that's just part of Demandforce. There's no extra charge for that. Last piece I want to go over here is the reputation dashboard. It's a new feature within Demandforce. And what it does, it acts as, it's an SEO tool, it's a review monitoring tool, and it's also a nice high-level overview of what's going on in your area as far as competition. So it will actually show you which listings are good. So there's so many sites online now that you have to monitor. And it will scan all the sites and show you which ones are good and which ones might need some updates. So if there's missing information on your Google or your Yelp or whatever page is out there, Bing, it'll highlight that stuff for you so that you can manage that right from within this dashboard and update all of your listings to make sure that they're good. So that helps you a lot with your SEO, searchability, and a bunch of stuff. Google really pays attention to this type of stuff. We don't really call ourselves an SEO company, but with the reviews that we generate and this sort of stuff, we are definitely helping in that realm to make you more searchable and look better online. So we'll fix your listings. We'll monitor reviews from every site out there. So Google, Yelp, whatever you guys want to monitor, we'll make sure that you're alerted on that. And you can actually respond to those reviews within this tool. You don't have to go to your Google and open your account and sign in and do all that stuff. So it gives the managers, whoever's responding to reviews, a really easy way to just do that. And we have canned responses, templates for positive and negative reviews. So we take a lot of the guesswork out of that. We know that's not your core competency, managing that part of the business, but we've basically laid everything out for the practice to give you the best picture of what's going on. It'll also monitor mentions of your practice. It will give you a nice aggregate of all of your, sorry, there's no data in there. It'll give you a nice aggregate of all of your social activity. You can link all of your accounts. It's pretty slick tool. It'll show you some high-level stats. But the competition piece is pretty neat, I think. It's very competitive out there in the vet space, and knowing what your competition is doing, kind of checking in on them and making sure that you're better than them. A lot of our clinics really love this feature because there might be 5 other clinics within a 5-mile radius of them. So keeping tabs on your competitors is very important, and make sure that you're keeping up. And with all the data and all of the points that we touch, it allows us to do very actionable things within Demandforce to target specific groups of people to go to your Yelp, your Facebook, or anything like that. So, I mean, there's tons of features here within this rep dashboard, but I'm not going to go into all of them. Obviously, after the webinar today, if anyone needs any more detailed walkthroughs and that sort of thing, we'd love to chat with you one-on-one and do a quick little demo. So there's a few other features in Demandforce, like postcards. We do offer postcards for the clients you don't have email addresses for. They're 6x9 glossy HD, very customizable, and they're 79 cents a piece. So we take care of all the postage and printing and all that goes into that. And it's cool too, because you can monitor and see the visits that come in off the postcards. Obviously this isn't doing it because it's a demo portal, but you'll be able to go to every postcard campaign and see how many visits you're generating off of them. And you can also apply the vanity numbers to all of your different postcards. And another cool feature that we have, and hopefully everyone's doing a good job of collecting client email addresses, but we do have something called Email Finder. An Email Finder will basically look at your Vetter software, and it will, let's see if it loads. It'll see the customers that you have emails for and the customers that you don't have emails for, more importantly. So we want to get as many as possible. And usually we can find about 5 to 10% of your base that you don't have email addresses for. Typically, we would charge 99 cents to find that email, but with the Vetter partnership, we give you guys 500 free credits up front. So it's a fun tool. You know, I don't know how it works technically, but I know we're partnered with a bunch of national opt-in databases that we can scoop these emails from. So the Email Finder and the postcards are really the a la carte features that Demandforce has. So that's the very high level of Demandforce. Hopefully I didn't go too fast for everyone. Lots of stuff to cover, but I wanted to get through that so we can get to the questions section. So,
Rich, this is yes, I am biased. Everyone knows that, but this is a phenomenal product. And you know, those of you who've known me and Vetter for a number of years, realize that when Vetter started 4 years ago, right, the software was limited, and now it's grown into a full practice management software system. And during that process, our learning curve, at Vetter, we began to realize that enrichment core competencies. Our core competency at Vetter is managing your practice, right? Taking care of your records, right? Organizing your billing, appointment scheduling. But at a certain point in time, as the software grows, so do the needs of our clients. And having a marketing communications tool layered on top of Vetter, like Demandforce, is the best solution. If Vetter were to build this, it would take us years to do it, because Demandforce has been doing this for years. And so it's just logical that we partner with the best options out there and giving you guys, as clinic owners, practice managers, a variety of tools to improve your processes. So, Rich, I really appreciate the time you've taken, and a number of you guys here have already texted or chatted in with questions. If you'd like to unmute yourself and ask Rich directly any questions, please feel free to do so now.
Don't be shy. Come on.
Well, see, Rich, it was a good presentation.
Covered too much. Shoot. Okay.
As all of you know, though, too, I record every one of these sessions. And so this will be posted to the customer community. And so you can always watch it again. I put a link there on the chat there for the Vetter Demandforce integration if you're interested. Or, as almost all of you do, you just email or call me and say, hey, put me in touch with Rich, and we will do so.
Sure.
Any other last question?
I've got a question. Sorry to interrupt.
Please.
So postcards, how do you know if those postcards were converted into visits?
Well, we can see if a customer hasn't been in a certain time frame and then they receive the postcard within a certain time frame, I believe it's a month after receiving. So if they hadn't been in let's say 12 months, they get a postcard and they come in within that month, then we're going to attach that postcard to that visit. Cool. Also with the call tracking stuff, if you put your vanity numbers on the postcards, which most of our clinics are doing now, and they call, I mean, most people when they get a postcard, they're going to call and make their appointment. We're actually able to track that now, so we can attribute that revenue.
Nice. Thanks.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions right now that any of you may have? Please feel free to take advantage of Rich. I like to do that too.
And again, guys, if you want to go through it, everything in more depth, please reach out to us. We're doing a special deal for everyone that was on the webinar. We're basically giving you a 2-month free evaluation of the software. So if you just want to give it a shot and take a look and see how it works, we're willing to show you everything, give you all the features, and after 60 days, if you think it's a good fit and we're doing our job, hopefully you'll stay with us for the rest of the year. But that's an exclusive deal for everyone that's on the webinar today. I just wanted to mention that as well.
Nice. That's excellent. All right. I'm going to then, if there's no other questions, I'm going to sign off. Like I said, the video will be, I'm going to format it and process it and post it in the community later. And as always, I will be promoting going forward. I will always promote our integration partners. And so if anybody has any further questions, write matt@vettersoftware.com. You all know how to get a hold of me by now. And I'm happy to help with anything you guys need. Rich, truly appreciate your time and efforts, and we look forward to bringing more Vetter clients into the Demandforce fold.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. It was really fun, and I appreciate everyone's time on the call today, and hopefully we'll be in touch with you guys soon.
Thank you. Take care, everyone, and have a great rest of the day.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Matt. See ya.
Bye-bye, Rich.